नमस्कार, फिर पैसा बोलता है में आपका स्वागत है। मैं आनंद श्रीनिवासन। आज शनिवार है, हॉट टेक्स का समय है। हॉट टेक्स करेंगे। मैं तो अभी तिरुचिरापल्ली में हूँ। कल ही चेन्नई आ पाऊंगा, लेकिन इंटरनेट के जरिए हम बात कर रहे हैं विनोद श्रीनिवासन से। मैं 2-3 दिन से अखबार नहीं देख पाया। हम जरूर विनोद देखा होगा। इसके बारे में वो कुछ सवाल पूछेंगे जिसका जवाब मैं दूंगा। ये प्रोग्राम तो इंग्लिश में होगा।
What's your take on this Tesla? Elon Musk coming and meeting us, and is EV market is the only hope for Tesla India now?
I do not think so, because Tesla's cars are very expensive.
Yes,
So even I think it's a minimum of $100,000.
correct. We are very price sensitive, the Indian market.
And Tesla is at the higher end of the market.
Correct.
And the Model 3 itself, the cheap model itself, is some $30,000-$40,000. I don't know the rate. But you're looking at a car of minimum 30 lakhs in size to about 80 lakhs, 1 crore in size. Not many will buy. It will be a fancy toy for the rich. Like all things that are good for the rich. So it will be a fancy toy for the rich.
There's an interesting article when talking about the rich. There was an article in Mint, which I don't know if you managed to read, which talks about a mysterious UBO surfing in Indian small cap for fraud.
Yes.
Basically, there's a Mauritius-based fund making outside investment in small groups of small cap companies, and we're not able to understand who's benefiting from all this.
This is because this is LRI Capital, the same guy who invested in that.
Correct. Can you shed some light on that?
So there are a group of 4 or 5 foreign funds.
Correct.
The ownership is not very clear. We do not know who is owning it. They have put money into 17 small cap companies.
Yes.
And there is an abnormal price rise in that.
Yes. The companies seem to be like Rati Steel and Power, Cupid, Servotech Power. These companies seem to be
this is why I exited Cupid about 2 weeks back.
Correct, yes. Because rather seems very dubious when we don't know with clarity what is really happening in terms of investors.
And if what happened on Friday happens in Monday in Indian markets, you can expect a sharp fall in the Indian stock market.
So you feel with our whatever our list which we have, which we've been looking at, you would say there are some opportunities to pay attention to?
It looks like that, and we will know it next week.
Okay.
But definitely gold may cross 7,000. That is, the 22 karat gold itself could cross 7,000. So we are looking at a very pricey gold. And if this geopolitical tension goes on, and America decides to cut interest rates sometime next year, I gave a target of 8,000, 8,500. That may be reached. That is, 24 karat gold may reach 8,000 by the year end. If it hits 8,000, 8,500 by the year end, you could look 10,000 as early as end of 2025.
Okay. And
it's a big good, but there is a possibility that gold can rally $1,000 in the next 18 months. And so if gold rallies $1,000, we are looking at $3,400 an ounce. If you're looking at $3,500 an ounce, in terms of Indian rupee and its taxes, we will be at $10,000, 10,000 rupees a day.
Okay. What's your take on this other news about quantum mutual funds crying foul on ICICI Securities delisting and complaints to SEBI?
It was a very unfair decision. All of us knew that ICICI was calling people and asking them to vote for it.
Yes.
So basically, it was not a very clean deal. It did not favor the small investor, and people thought they were getting a good deal and went and bought it at that price.
Okay. And there's news also broke out saying the Chinese government has told its telecom carriers to phase out using foreign chips. What kind of a dent will this have on Intel and AMD?
See, I do not know how much it will have on Intel AMD. One
Okay.
thing is very sure that
Hmm.
geopolitical tensions are going to be extremely high.
Hmm.
The world is entering a era of a new Cold War. When
Okay.
Russia and China are on one side,
Hmm.
the Western democracies are on one side.
Hmm.
It's very important to see which side India tilts.
Okay. So that tilt, when you're talking about India tilt, the elections are coming up. This uncertainty is that's why the market is rather flat for the last few weeks because
No,
we are
no,
all Huh.
no. There is, see, markets are not affected by results
Hmm.
in the long term. There can be some short term volatility,
Hmm.
but in the long term,
Hmm.
it is what turn India takes.
Hmm. But India historically has always been non-aligned to anybody, right?
No, that was a different era altogether.
Correct. So, what is your take then on this? What do you think India should do? If you were the prime minister, what would you feel we should be doing in this current
I am not the
scenario?
prime minister. I am neither the prime minister nor do I aspire to be in government. So what my feeling is, it's a very delicate thing. We have
Hmm.
historically very close ties with the Soviet Union.
Yes.
So 60 to 70% of our defense requirement comes from the Soviet Union.
Yes.
But ideologically, we have nothing in common with the Soviet Union. India can never be an autocratic dictatorship like what is there in
Russia right now.
Soviet Union. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
When
is
you're saying
not
Soviet
possible.
Union, you mean Russia. Yeah.
Russia.
Yes, but at the other hand of it, the US has not been very forthcoming and very helpful to Indians either, right? For us to just say, okay, ideologically, we are more towards democracy and Western philosophy, but
What
they've
would
not
you
been
want the
forthcoming.
US to do? US, Google has a big center here. Amazon has a big center here. All the Indian, American companies are here. You have a huge American Indian population. So the ties between India and America are not at a government to government level, but at a people to people level. What was there in 1980s and what is there today are starkly different.
Correct. But if you see the recent tax policies which UK seems to be adopting towards NRIs, it will be from what it used to be. They're treating us very hostile. If you see the
I
tax
don't see
setup
that.
which they have, yeah,
I have not
from
seen
having
the.
a tax break of
I,
15 years, now the Parliament
no,
wants to
I
say
have not
after
seen
4 years
the.
we should be
I have not seen anything in the news. The biggest
okay.
employer in UK is Tata's.
Okay.
TCS, Chorus, and Tata Motors are the biggest employers of people in UK, and a lot of Indian companies have a lot of jobs. I'm sure there are more than 5 million Indian immigrants in US. The
Correct.
relationships are very tight. It cannot be broke. What we did in 1971 cannot be done today.
True.
In 1971, there was not a big Indian diaspora there.
Very true. The equation
India
is
does
very
not have
different
a
now.
big, yeah, India does not have a big diaspora in China and Russia.
No, do
India has a
not.
huge diaspora in UK, America, and Western countries today.
Correct. So that means
So,
if in case this Cold War seems to get warmer and warmer, India will lean more towards the Western forces. Then,
if it really comes to make a choice, irrespective of who is in government, has to lean towards Western democracy because your entire IT sector is dependent on that.
correct.
Imagine India without IT today.
Okay. So, what would you think would help us avert things from getting from bad to worse? What needs to happen? There's more diplomatic because diplomacy has not got us anywhere.
No, it won't because we have to hope that the world has gone right. That right wing forces has to come to center. See, you have even in Europe, in Hungary, in Netherlands, you have had a swing towards the right side, to the extreme right, and Putin and Xi Jinping can be exchanged for the extreme right.
So, but as a long term, investor, if you were a young Soros now in this current climate, how would you play this? How would you be if you're a young Warren Buffett? Because the world is very different from the times they were started up. The world we are
I won't
looking at
say
right
that.
now.
I think it's eerily similar to a young Warren Buffett and a young George Soros.
Okay, so you see pockets of opportunities opening up as an investor.
I see a lot of opportunity in Japan. I think Japan has turned the corner. The
But
yen
a
is
funny,
back.
but when you said about Japan, there's a funny article which came in Bloomberg that the pay gap still persists in Japan, and most young Japanese are still leaving Japan and going abroad for looking for better job opportunities and pay opportunities. Why is the government not looking at addressing this?
Because the market has no money now. There is a demand. Pay rise has happened. One of the big problems in Japan is there's been no inflation.
Correct.
And if there is no inflation, the prices are not going to go up.
True.
So the fact that the yen has dropped to 160, almost
Yes.
154, means that Japanese exports have become very competitive.
Very true. Unfortunately, they don't have
value-
workers there to create the products to ship it out.
No, they will, because Japanese started with low-tech products and then moved high-tech. So you will see the world with China retreating. You will see Japanese companies doing better.
Okay.
The case in point being that Toyota will do better than Tesla in the long term.
That's true. I agree on that. I agree. Who knows? The day might come even when a Japanese company might buy Tesla out also.
So, and Nippon Steel tried to buy US Steel.
Correct. Which Biden didn't want.
No, what I'm seeing, these are indicators.
True. I agree. Anyway.
So the strategy would be long Japan, long dollar, long Japan, and then long gold.
And long India too.
Long India too. That is there. But to look internationally, we are discussing.
Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. I agree on that. This has been an interesting conversation.
And the interest rates in US are not coming down anytime soon.
No, they're not. From expecting 3, now they're hoping for 1.
Yeah. So basically, this is what it is. We are going through very difficult times. Gold at 10,000 is now a definite possibility, even within 12 months.
Correct. But I still would say I would still not advise on speculating on that and buying and hoarding it and trying to sell it at that price.
No, that is not going to work. See, the whole thing can reverse.
Not work. Yes, very fast.
The way it looks like at this point of time, among the possibilities it may hit.
Yes.
It looks like 8,000, 8,500 is certain. But gold has rallied much faster than what I thought it would.
Correct. And funnily enough, even silver is rallying.
So that shows the kind of stress the world is going through. Interest rates have to remain higher.
Yes. I think we have had an interesting conversation. Shall we conclude this, Anand?
Yeah.
Because this will chop us into 2.
Yeah. आपने इस पॉडकास्ट को सुना, इसके लिए मैं आपका आभारी हूँ. हो सके तो इस वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और बेल नोटिफिकेशन दबाएं. अगर आप बेल नोटिफिकेशन नहीं दबाएं तो वीडियो नहीं, जब वीडियो अपलोड होगा आपको नोटिफिकेशन नहीं आएगा. हो सके तो इस वीडियो को अपने दोस्त और रिश्तेदार के पास भेजें और उनको देखने की आग्रह करें. नमस्कार, धन्यवाद, जय हिंद.
जय हिंद.